All right, what does winter have in store for us this year?
Judy Fraser is here getting us ready for the woolly worm forecast. All right, as we mentioned, you have gotten a ton of responses over this segment throughout the years. And in order for us to really predict what winter has in store for us, it's knowing what to look for. So you know exactly what to look for in those woolly worms. Can you break it down for us a little bit?
Sure. I look for 4 things. Obviously, the woolly worm is a furry little guy. And the color is most important. General rule of thumb, the darker the color of the band, the harsher the winter. The lighter the color, the browns and the oranges, the more mild is the winter. The segments are very important. There's 13 segments on a woolly worm, each one representing 13 weeks of winter. So if you wanted to, you could look at each one of those little segments and figure out that the first or the second week in December, this is what it's going to be. So the segments are very important. The appearance of their coat, bushy, fat, skinny, spiky, all of that has reference to what is going to happen this winter. And then the direction in which they're moving. Are they moving north? That means, or if they're moving north or staying put, it means, okay, it's not going to be a bad winter. If they're moving south, they're like we are. We want to get out of the cold. So those are the 4 things that I look for in forecasting the woolly worm.
How accurate were they last year?
Last year, I think they were pretty much on target. I have found throughout the years that there's a kernel of truth. They hit on all cylinders 80% of the time, generally speaking. I mean, they can say it's going to be cold at the beginning, at the end, mild in the winter, or in the middle, rather. But generally speaking, those little guys, they're little meteorologists, backyard meteorologists. They put on their little meteorology shoes, and they give us, give us a forecast. But 80% of the time, they're pretty on target.
You said dark, and then you said kind of the light. But I remember last year there being a lot of white. What did the white?
The white means a lot of snow.
Okay.
Now, normally we get about 19, 20 inches for central Illinois in a season, and we had 19.7 last year, 15 of which fell in the month of February. So February was a very snowy month, and it was cold throughout the winter. So they were pretty much on target.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we had a lot of people participate in helping this all happen. Tons of viewers sending in lots of photos. We have some here to take a look at and kind of talk through. This looks pretty dark
and
fluffy.
Pretty dark. I can't tell if that's if he's got black on either end and orange brown in the middle, but.
I'm seeing dark though.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I got there's a yellow. Now the yellow and white ones, or the lighter color ones, are cousins of the regular woolly worms, or the brown and black ones, and that's an indication of precipitation in the form of snow.
So if Westville has a dark one and Charleston has a lighter one, does that indicate that 2 different places are going to have?
No.
Okay.
I make a graph of black, brown, tan, orange, white, and yellow, and it's the majority rules.
I mean, I like this one.
This is a.
I like this one.
Look at that. Well, he's a fuzzy little guy. You'll notice, I think, in most of the worms that were reported this year, they were fat and bushy.
Judy.
And this, look at this one. This is Brian from Coles County, and he's, you know what's so great this year? I had a lot of children who really went out in the woods, and they went out on the highways with their parents, of course, and found these worms, these little woolly worms. And one little boy, I don't know if we have a picture of it, but his name was Grayson, and he named his woolly worm Billy. So from Hocus Pocus, maybe, a movie. But he named him Billy, and he kept him in a mason jar with cabbage or something. And he's gotten bigger. And but it's just, and this is Dylan Brantley.
Okay, so when it has the dark on the ends and the different color in the middle,
does
that indicate something?
It does. The wider the band, in other words, if you have 13 segments and 5 segments in the beginning of the worm, is black, that means it's going to be cold to start off winter. Then if there's black at the end, it means winter is going to last a little bit longer. If it's brown in the middle, that means we're going to have some mild weather. And we had like 4 or 5 of these striped worms or double-banded worms this year, but that wasn't all of them.
No, we need to give a shout out.
Oh,
We've
yes.
got so many great woolly worm wranglers. One in particular.
This gentleman, his name is Eric Gray. He's from Oakland, and he's done this for me for a couple of years, and he keeps a chart for a month of the woolly worms that he sees.
Wow.
And if you'll notice, this category up here is black. See all those?
Oh, no.
Look at those tally marks.
Things, not so good.
Wow, that is a labor of love right there.
Yes, we
And
appreciate your work.
He also, he puts such effort in this. He watches the direction of the woolly worms, which is hard. I mean, you know, these little guys move pretty fast. It takes them 2 minutes to cross the road.
Oh my gosh, that's impressive.
So you got to be on the road taking a picture or a video of these little guys. And he
Which
said
direction did they go?
most of the woolly worms were going south
Wonderful.
and west.
Not what we'd love to hear.
And he said he also had persimmon seeds, and they too were spoons. So you can kind of get an inkling, perhaps, of what the next winter is going
You know what? We haven't even said what these turn into once they, you know, hibernate or whatever.
Right.
They aren't a butterfly.
No, they're not a butterfly. When they mutate, or not, they molt or they hibernate over the winter. When they emerge in the spring, they're Isabella tiger moths, and they're really pretty. They're orange and black, obviously, like the colors of a tiger, and so they're moths, and they don't live very long because they live to lay eggs for the future, woolly worms. But they
How long are they woolly worms for?
Pardon?
How long are they woolly worms? Or
They
woolly
usually
bears for?
come out, well, they lay their eggs, I guess, in late spring, early summer, and then they start emerging as a woolly worm in the fall. And then they go into hibernation, and then they come out in moths. I mean, the whole life cycle is very short.
Yeah.
But they're great little fuzzy critters. I just love them, and I love my woolly worm wranglers. That's who I call them, what I call them. And every year they come through for me, and the little kids are just so cool. I just love it. I mean, it gives an opportunity for children to be outside, enjoying the outdoors, and the fact that they're looking for woolly worms for me is very special.
Adorable.
Yes.
Warms my heart.
Okay, I think we were supposed to share the percentages, but I think after learning what the colors mean, it might give away your forecast. So let's hold off on that.
Okay.
And the official woolly worm forecast is coming up. So stay tuned for that, although I have kind of a good idea.
I know.